What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we are doing our first official live VOD review for Set 16. Set 16 dropped on like all of the APAC regions. It'll slowly, drop across the rest of the world here, but APAC always gets the patch first, which gives us a chance, if you're from NA or any other region, to get some of the data before, we've actually had a chance to play a lot. And I felt like I had to VOD review this player. This is Iron Bog here, one of the best players in the world, I would say. APAC's, it's in between him and YBY1. They got kind of like a Goku Vegeta thing there. But look at his match history. His first 4 games. We have a Bilgewater game, a Bilgewater game, a Bilgewater reroll game, and a Bilgewater reroll game. So something is clearly going on here with how Mr. Iron Bog is approaching the patch. Clearly, he thinks that this comp has been overbuffed to the point that we should be spamming it every single game. And I mean, this comp was buffed very, very hard. Twisted Fate received some buffs, but that was really the least of it. Fizz received some pretty big buffs, and Misfortune received some pretty big buffs as well. And that's not only, all of that on top of the fact that a bunch of other comps got nerfed. Normally, if a comp receives no nerfs and other comps receive nerfs, then that comp rises up a little bit just in comparison to them. You add on top of that the fact that the comp got buffed really, really significantly in other ways. And I mean, you add on top of the fact that we got dropped to TF. And Iron Bog, I think he says, you know what, that's enough. That is enough to play this comp. Now we will see, and yep, he's already hovering slams over onto the Twisted Fate. This is because to unlock Graves, you need to put two items onto Twisted Fate. Completed item and a component will do it. So I fully expect a little GS slam here. Yep, and then slam the cloak here as well to get that Graves unlocked. So that's step 1, is unlocking the Graves so that we can get an early 3 Bilgewater. Now we just need the Alawi and we'll have Bilgewater unlocked here, and boom, there is the Graves. All right, first augment here, and apologies if you're new to the game. This is the one that gives 2 duplicators. This is the new Steadfast Heart augment, the one that says it gives you Steadfast Heart, and then every 10 seconds the Steadfast Heart gains 12 max HP permanently, and this is Cluttered Mind. I guess you could think about duping TF2. I don't know that TF2 is really enough to like super win streak you in this spot here, and I do think Cluttered Mind is just a solid enough econ augment, so that's what I'd be looking at here. I guess you could go down the path of a Bilgewater spat, but I do think Cluttered Mind is just better than Clear Mind. And oh baby, that is a Twisted Fate 2 to start the game, and we do have a Graves in our shop. The only problem is it's going to be quite awkward to clutter here, so he is going to just play this board. Yeah, making the TF2 actually was just too much gold, so we can't actually clutter here, which is really tragic. Iron Bog's a little bit like, oh, what have I done here? But I mean, it's fine. You get to play around a TF2. Our board gets to be quite strong here, and we are still going to lose the fight though, sadly, just because we're stuck here on level 3. So a little bit of suffering from success here for Iron Bog here, but still a great opener. We have the Twisted Fate 2 already, and we have the Shendu that can come in on next level here. No need to spend the gold to level when Cluttered Mind is just, well, we're gonna naturally level regardless, but no need to do anything crazy to level up here. Just chill, sit around. If we lose a fight, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, I think so far we have a lot of the tools to help us succeed here. We have a pretty good opener with Bilgewater, which, as we've seen, Iron Bog really prefers. I'm really curious to see how he actually plays around Bilge, what levels of Bilge he plays around, what he prioritizes buying, if he prioritizes, buying the units from the Bilgewater shop, or if he cares more about buying, the stat bonuses, because, I mean, a lot of these games he's keeping Bilgewater in the entire game, so buying a stat bonus is a ton of value on, especially if you do make it to like 3 stars in things like the Gangplank 3-star, Nautilus 3-star, even Twisted Fate Graves 3-star I've seen, and with TF buffs, it's certainly something you could see. All right, now we're going to finally get our first win of the game here. Also up to 50 Silver Serpents here, so we can buy the GP if we want it soon here. The one thing I will say about... We didn't take Clear Mind this game, but I do think Clear Mind actually has okay synergy with Bilgewater, because you can hold the units in the Bilgewater. You can hold your Bilgewater units in your Bilgewater shop, and then play around them without them kind of being on your board, if that makes sense. You get to essentially hold the units in your shop, the Bilgewater shop, without actually having to field them. We opted X Sword here, which is kind of interesting. Not sure if this is for like a BT or something like that, because I mean, that seems fine if we are playing towards the Gangplank, who once again we do have kind of guaranteed here, just just waiting to pick up a Nautilus here so that we can actually start fielding the 5 Bilgewater, which is a ton of extra, essentially econ. This is an interesting, trait where you're buying these units with the Silver Serpents. Those units are free. They just cost you the Silver Serpents. And so this is, in many ways an econ trait, though. You can also purchase things like items as you get to higher Bilgewater levels. We will talk about this this new strat that a lot of people have been talking about with Bilgewater. We'll see if Iron Bog does it this game. That is a really creative way to use Bilgewater here. But yep, 94 Silver Serpents already, just stacking up. Every takedown gets you, it's 2 Silver Serpents. So we definitely want to be winning as many fights as possible, as usual, in TFT, and the TF2 will help it a bit. We get the Viego win on this board for Quick Striker for the Twisted Fate, and yeah, this is going to be our board on level 5, and hopefully we can pick up a win. I will say, we'll see how TF does with these buffs. He's looking pretty good so far. I mean, obviously this is a TF2, but he's doing pretty well with these buffs here, I would say. I would have been kind of afraid of pre-buff TF, him maybe like not getting some of these kills, not winning the fights either as quickly or maybe at all. This TF unit, I don't know. He didn't feel that amazing to be on PB. There's a Graves. We do have the Bilgewater dupe. That'll be another question to see kind of how much we value using the Bilgewater dupe for tempo versus... Oh, that guy just lost to minions. That is not very good. Pick up Draven here. There is also a Draven Bilgewater reroll comp, and we'll see. With GS Lambda, that's certainly something that we could look towards playing. Use his Bilgewater shop. Yeah, he actually just has the Graves in there, so he doesn't even have to use the dupe here. Picks up the Graves and is going to make a Sterax here. So is actually very interested in itemizing towards the Graves, right? We could have made just like a Warmogs or something like that to just do sort of like generic itemization, but no, I mean, we have this many TFs, this many Graves, we have the dupes here. I mean, there's good direction here towards sort of rerolling some of these units. Along those lines, I doubt that we'll take a little buddies. Healing Orb's not, I don't know, not, worth jumping for joy out, but I mean, it's decent enough onto the Graves here. I would be looking at the Gold Destiny here, and just, most gold augments you'll be pretty happy with, and some extra gold attached to it is not bad at all. I don't really mind either of these other options, but I'd be looking at Gold Destiny here, and looks like he is going to roll the Gold Destiny here. Gets a ton of gold, actually, because he gets this augment that also gives him gold, and the lucky item chest, which is nice. Picks up another TF, and he has another Graves in shop. Lucky item chest. Oh, he's gonna move. He's gonna triple item Graves here with the lucky item chest. No, he's gonna actually throws this onto Draven here to look for just AD items, and then yeah, he is gonna triple item the Graves here. So it doesn't really says, you know what, Sterax is enough tankiness here. I'd rather look for just kind of like pure damage item, and gets it out of Deathblade. So that's a pretty cool way to use it there. Pick up another shop, another Bilgewater shop. So I guess here we can also start talking about this idea that some people have talked about, which is kind of this Bilgewater like toggling idea. Because Bilgewater doesn't always offer you the same thing. It offers you better-ish loot as you put in more Bilgewater. It can offer you like the better items. It can offer you stuff like Misfortune and Fizz. So you'll see a lot of people actually do this thing where when they use their Bilgewater roll, they'll actually tech in higher levels of Bilgewater. So say you're playing only 3 Bilgewater, you can even just tech in 5 Bilgewater and then use your shop reroll, get better stuff. Even go up even higher to like 7 Bilgewater and then use your Bilgewater reroll. So this is something that people have already kind of brought up as like a potential. It's like kind of an exploit, not really. I mean, it's certainly not an exploit in the terms of like you won't get banned for doing this. This is totally within the bounds of TFT, but it is a kind of a creative way to use Bilgewater here. And you will actually, oh wait, he did he roll there with, I think he hasn't actually used his roll yet. He's just going to tech 5 in here just for the Silver Serpents. But this is a good example where if we wanted to play the board that we were playing before, but still get the benefit of a 5 Bilgewater shop, we could have teched this board in, pressed the refresh button, and then teched this board out before the fight actually started there. So Iron Bog just playing the 5 Bilgewater because it does give you more Silver Serpents, and if you're going to win, you might as well play 5 here. So makes sense. We're also getting very close already to our 3 stars, which is just the power of this Bilgewater trade. Already unlocked the Fizz here, so we're getting very, very close to 7 Bilge already, and we are level 7. So if we do find a Misfortune, we could just play 7 here right up and tech that in. That certainly seems like one that you would want to tech in, right? Because you actually lose a lot of combat stats on your board by actually playing 7 Bilgewater here, right? You lose out on the Bruise of the Quick Striker. These are really, really big traits for your board. So if we hit him Misfortune, I fully do expect to see him tech into it. To be fair, we also might just push level 8 and play for it. So we'll see where we end up here. But a really great spot for Iron Bog here. Win streaking with this Bilgewater board, showing the power of it, right? I mean, we don't have that many upgrades. It's very easy. We high rolled the TF2, but it's very easy to get to a TF2 when you just play Bilgewater, because you can take Bilgewater dupes. You can, you know, take the TFs in the shop itself. And so really cool to see him play around this unit who I think a lot of people rated very lowly prior to you know, his buff on PB. And look at this. Wow. Pre-leveled up to level 8 here. He says, I'm not just going to sit here and, you know, roll on level 7 or level 6 for my Graves and TF. I'm just going to push level 8, and if they come on level 8, that's fine. I mean, I have the 2 dupes here, so I can probably hit everything on level 8 here, which is wild, but makes sense when he is so rich here. So we're going to start buying out some of these units. Does pick up a Fizz, doesn't see an MF yet, so we might have to actually use our real shop rerolls for this, but he is going to pick up every Bilgewater unit on the way here. Holding on to this Monkey King pair here, and does actually last second get in, what is that? Just a random M-Pesa on this board. We don't actually even have GP in right now, which is a little bit tragic, so we don't even get the Vanquisher. We do win this fight here. Slam the Morello onto Twisted Fate. He's really, really good at holding onto these utility type items because he hits a lot of different units. So Morello, red buff, even Last Whisper is fine on him now that Last Whisper applies on all damage. Last augment here, the Darken Blade, I think it's called, the one that gives you a Darken artifact, Salvage Bin. And this is one of these World Championships augments. It gives you a duplicator and 7 rerolls, and then at 6-1, it gives you that again. So you have to wait an entire... basically like 2 stages almost to get that extra effect. But it is, you know, if you say at the max cap, this augment's giving you 2 dupes and 14 rerolls, I mean, it's obviously, you know, broken. If you make it to 6-1, that's the big thing. Iron Bog here makes, I think, a very smart decision, looking at his spot and looking at how his games have gone on Bilgewater before. Rolls, find some excellent combat augments, but he's going to take the dupes because Iron Bog realizes there's so many Bilgewater units that you can get, even the 4 costs, right? You can get Fizz, you can get Misfortune from these shops, 2 dupes, along with these free rerolls. It's actually be very reasonable for me to hit a 3-star 4 cost this game. Like, very, very reasonable, especially with all the gold that we have from Cluttered Mind and Win Streak here. Now that he does pick up the Misfortune here, he's just going to field the 7 Bilgewater on this board, so very easy to play. Does find Azir in his 2 shops here, but he is solely focused here on playing his strongest board, and even, wow, going to slam the Quicksilver onto the TF here just to be strongest. Also with the idea of maybe that going on to Fizz later. Gets the Phantom Dancer here. This one's 20 AD and AP. I did pull up all the other Bilgewater items because I have, or it's actually called Dead Man's Dagger. 20 AD and AP, attacks and abilities, execute enemies below 12 health, 12% HP, on kill, gain 15 AD and 15 AP. So a really nice execute item here. Just gives you good stats. I mean, you can kind of throw this onto any of them. It says recommended holder Graves, but like, I mean, honestly, I think it'd be pretty good on something like Twisted Fate, Misfortune. We'd also pick up an Ornn here. This is max greed. Wow. Gonna fit the Ornn onto the board. I mean, the upside is he does fit onto the board. He is a Warden with Nautilus here, so you don't feel bad about it. I mean, we're 91 HP. I mean, this is what early set TFT looks like, especially for someone like Iron Bog, is just saying, I'm not going to respect my opponents too much. I'm going to play for win streak, go, you know, fast 8, fast 9, and play for the highest cap I can, and try to win out the lobby. And Iron Bog, he is certainly looking at that right now. Also interesting, you know, he could have bought Fizz 2 here, but I think he would rather, it looks like, would rather greed up his Silver Serpents to get this Dead Man's Dagger. I mean, it's a solid item, honestly. For 100 Silver Serpents, you're getting a pretty good item that you know, can allow you to itemize this Misfortune. You can put it over onto Graves for now for the execute. So yeah, he is going to pick up the dagger, is going to pick up the HP here as well here, and I mean, yeah, he's going to even move it over to the Graves here. It looks like Sterax Dagger DB. Oh no, QSS Sterax DB. Oh, and now he's gonna move these items over to MF. I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this is solid. I think MF's a fantastic unit. We no longer have Quick Striker in, so makes more sense to move items over to a unit that's actually, you know, we have a trait in for, and so yeah, I mean, we take our second loss in a while here, but still very, very healthy. Still cluttering, by the way, in case you guys forgot. Also picks up the natural Fizz 2, and this is what we're talking about, right? That's a natural Fizz 2. He's got a Fizz in his shop. That's his 4th Fizz. He's got, ooh, he's actually not going to buy the Fizz. Wow. And he also gets this really, really, really big one. This one is the best one statistically. This is First Mate's Flintlock, 10 AD, 10 AS, 20 crit strike chance. Every second during combat, gain 3 AD and 3 AS. Really, really nice out of MF, especially if you get some spell crit onto her. So this is interesting. So he's coming from the perspective of, I do really want these combat upgrades. He's looking for the stats and then just, you know, upgrades right now. He's not kind of, you know, counting his chickens before they hatch. He's not playing for that, you know, Fizz 3 in this moment. He's just saying, you know what, I'm going to hold the line here. I'm going to, you know, farm up another, you know, insane full item. And then, you know, if the Fizz comes, or if, you know, Fizz 3 or MF3 come, you know, they come. Last few items here. We have Armor Shred done. We have Heal Cut done. We have a lot of damage items done. I would think you would want to start building some tank items here. A tad bit awkward here because if you do build something like a Redemption, you're left with just Last Whisper. I would almost look at just reforging Bow here and looking for a tank item here. You know, you could then, if you hit any kind of tank item, you could go for like Steadfast here. And yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. Reforge Bow, and we hit Warmogs. Now we go Warmog Steadfast. This is beautiful. I think this, right? Okay, good. Yeah. That's exactly how we drew it up. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? We have so many damage items at this point. We really, really need some tank items for our Ornn, or for anybody, really. Interesting, actually, that he is itemizing the Ornn 1 here with all these items. And also, look at this. We are pre-leveled up here to level 9 here. Takes his upgrade to get Thomas Kench as well here. Gonna play the Swain on this board just for him being a good Juggernaut unit. And we are also going to cut the GP here because we aren't actually playing for many of his traits here. Our item is actually Static Shiv, which is one of TF's best items. Wow, but he's actually going to put it on a Fizz just because he's saying, you know what? Fizz 2 is just going to be better than a TF2 in general. We are still very close to TF2. And also, I mean, once again, talking about greed, he could have, you know, duped a TF2 a while ago, but he's still holding on to these dupes, saying, I don't care. I'm just going to play for a max cap here. Finds another Graves here. Finds another Ornn here, which once again, he could dupe, but I doubt that he will dupe, honestly. Wow. Oh my God, that was a lot of stats. That was 63 AS, I think. Just fed the GP2 there and is actually going to double dupe at this point and say, you know what, we need some combat strength here. And so we will dupe the Graves at this point. Okay, interesting. I mean, he was saying, I value Graves a lot more than TF. The second we're 1 off Graves 2, or, you know, 2 off Graves 2 with the dupes, I'm going to make Graves 3, but TF 3 really looks like kind of an afterthought here. He's keeping, you know, the idea in mind, but I think he likes Graves a lot better. And, you know, he can move items over to the Fizz as well there. So makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, that's IE on Carousel, surely. Yep, we picked this up, and we have the First Mate's Flintlock coming up. I think it's this round. We'll have we have 249 Silver Serpents here, so that should be enough to pick that up here. And we can still, well, we can still keep feeding here, though it does, you know, tax our econ a little bit here. I imagine he is going to buy the Flintlock here, just getting all of his items down in time, making sure he's positioned. He's actually going to hold on 249 here. I'm not sure if this is because he's you know, forgotten his item, or if there's some reason why he's actually greeting these Silver Serpents so high here, because we could certainly buy the item here. Wow, down to 9 HP actually. And yeah, okay, so that was just actually a straight up mistake from Iron Bog here. He just kind of not too used to this at this point. Gonna go 10 here actually. Not even gonna roll down here for the 3-star 4 cost. He's gonna say, I'd rather be 10 here. I'd rather get the upgrade of just getting Kindred onto the board is really, really nice. Quick Striker for our entire board. AS onto our entire board is really, really big here. We need to survive this fight, but if we can, we are going to be put into a really, really good spot here. Fizz doing good work here, just fizzing around on the board here. The MF with the First Mate's Flintlock doing great work, and we are going to pick up a dub here, and that's top 4 locked in. Got a little scary there, but we made it. Does have the TK if he wants to take it, so we could take TK and just have it. I mean, worst case, he could take the dupe, but he does also know I have these free refreshes coming here, which is nice. Also forms another Ornn item here. This is one of these new Darken items. I'm forgetting which one it is. I think it's the, it's the purple one, the Darken Bow. Oh, this is where every 10 seconds you fire a big arrow based on your AD, which is pretty cool. Unlock Volibear here. Now going to roll down here. Do pick up, Lucian's. Wow, I am kind of shocked, but I guess I shouldn't be that shocked. We have double dupes here, remember. So if we hit one more Fizz, we are good here. Doesn't actually get it done in time. Doesn't I thought for sure he would reforge or re-roll the Bilgewater shot, but I think he just he ran out of time. Yeah, he was just like, there's too much going on in this round here, so we can re-roll it next round. And once again, the next Fizz we find, this is why he likes this comp so much, is because I mean Fizz 3 is almost nearly guaranteed here in this spot. Gonna buy the TK, all right. Gonna use the reroll. There it is, boom. And there's an MF as well, actually, if you wanted to, try to go down that route as well. But that is Fizz 3 done here at 6-2. I mean, it's just so easy. It's so easy to pick up this Fizz 3. And, the game prior, he did something similar where he picked up a duplicator and played for Misfortune 3. And now Fizz 3 is just fizzing around on the entire board here. He is just blowing everybody away here. And, I mean, that's going to be the whole game at this point. He's actually going to move over the QSS to Fizz just to protect him, just to say, you know what, all I need is to make sure that Fizz doesn't die here. So I'm going to throw QSS onto him and I guess finish, what is his last, I would want it to be like GS low-key. It's just going to be Morello Fizz. It's kind of hilarious. The Fizz in the middle here can't actually reach the edge of the board, but I don't think it really matters. He is doing a ton of damage fizzing around the entire board here. I will say I think Fizz is one of the weakest 3-star 4 costs because he's very easy to get via Yordle and Bilgewater, but I mean, still definitely enough to win a game most of the time. And yeah, I mean, I think that is just going to be it. I mean, not much else to say. So yeah, even he's going to buy the oranges here, but the game is already over. So a really cool game showing off Bilgewater. We didn't actually get to see any of the Bilgewater toggling effect, but at least we got to cover it. That idea where you can actually, tech down into lower amounts of Bilgewater and, still look for your 3-star 4 costs or for your really, really nice Bilgewater items, but also get to play a strong board. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and Metafy. All the links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always.